RPG4You and Me presents Neon Heat, an actual play duet podcast using the Savage Worlds system in our custom cyber fantasy setting. It's been a labor of love creating it for the past several years, and we hope you enjoy.
Previously on Neon Heat. Athena and her ragtag crew make plans to gather more information about their various terrible situations. She reports to her first full day on the task force, and she, with Bolt and Zadal in tow, go to investigate the building that had exploded the day prior. They find a completely unexploded and pristine apartment, though Athena nabs an incriminating duffel bag hidden outside with her sweet new mag boots. As they proceed to the waterfront, they're stopped by toppers who want pictures with Bolt, but they have to flee once they're recognized by a forming mob who's quite angry with his proclivity for property damage. After arriving at the waterfront, they break into a warehouse that Athena got the coordinates for from the bag she confiscated yesterday. Once she and Bolt are inside, he begins to choke and cough. And they are surrounded by bodies and are confronted by these giant orange eyes.
So these orange eyes narrow at you and flick over to Bolt, and then do a sweep of the room. And as another reminder, so because you had cut the handle out the door does not close and it comes back open. I think the ambient light from outside definitely helps a little bit. It's still dark in here.
Is it an extra darkness? Do you know what I mean? Does it seem more impenetrable than your average darkness, or is it like...
It just seems like darkness right now.
Okay.
And the light coming from outside does help a little bit, but not enough that you can actually distinguish things inside right now. So the eyes flick around, and there is a flutter of motion in the shadows, and the orange eye lights dim, and the apparently moving darkness swirls and moves, and you feel the physical presence of many, many, many small forms around you.
Oh.
And you realize they're moths. Siku moths.
Oh, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Hundreds, maybe thousands of them swarming through the room.
Oh, shit.
And as you watch these moving shadows of moths coalesce on the several dark forms that are sort of littering the ground, and after maybe a second or so, they begin to shift and move on their own. They rise and turn to face you as one. Like the bodies are sort of...
All the bodies just stand up and look at me?
They're like pushing themselves up, and they all turn to look at you as one, at the same time in one motion.
Ooh.
And aside from the silhouettes in the darkness, all you see on each of them are a pair of orange eyes staring back at you. And the bigger pair of orange eyes is still there, but it's not as bright.
Maybe because it's diverted some of its orange resources.
You only have so much orange.
You only have so much orange.
Okay, so that happens. What do you do?
I check Bolt, and I shake him. Are you okay?
He's still coughing. Just
Cool.
And,
Useless. Useless!
Yeah, and these, the dark forms, you now realize are sort of encircling. Like, there's some in front of you, but there are some in the back corners that are moving to encircle you guys. And I think that's going to be initiative.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
You ready?
Oh god, probably not. How many people are there?
In front of you, I think there are 4, like, fanning the front, and there are 2 flanking you. So there's a total of 6 that have gotten up and moved over to you that you can see.
Alrighty, let's do this.
So I'm going to deal it as Athena.
Is it all involved?
Zadal is very specifically staying back unless you, like, try to get him involved.
Cool.
Zadal,
That's fine.
Zadal is not a combatant, really.
No, he didn't seem like it.
I want to say all regulators have some form of, like, at least basic self-defense knowledge. So it's not like he's completely untrained, but he is a small boy who does not enjoy confrontation. So,
well, he enjoyed confrontation.
Athena, 2 of clubs, literally the worst possible card you can draw in Savage Worlds.
Whoa.
Clubs do nothing in the circumstance, but that's him. There's 1, and there's a 3rd one.
Well, guess I'll die.
You can Benny it to redraw a card unless you want to stick with it. It doesn't matter. It's up to you.
I might need bennies for my power points, so I'm gonna keep them. This garbage draw. Who doesn't love an underdog?
That's fair. So the first turn is going to be your opponent's.
Mm-hmm.
There are 6 of them in total. 1 of them breaks off and moves towards the back corner of the warehouse. And you can see that there is another dark form still lying there. It's like stirring, but it's lying back there. 3 of them move in from the front. 2 of them move in from the back. Synchronized. They're all moving in together.
Moving with a singular purpose. I assume the purpose is to fuck me up.
That could be. It's also worth mentioning that there are moths like everywhere, just flying around and
buffeting.
It's crazy.
Hard to see, probably.
There's a lot of moths in here, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a penalty to any kind of notice type stuff you do here. 2 of the ones in front of you, they reach into their pockets and they pull out these vials of dust.
Oh, no.
And they just start smashing them on the ground.
Okay, I don't want to be here anymore.
And the other one in front of you and the 2 behind you are going to move up and try to grapple you. So grapple, it is going to be an opposed athletics, I believe.
Well, I got a 5.
Their highest roll was also a 5. So I don't think that means a success. So there's no...
Oh, I remember this. It goes to the defender.
Right. These 3 forms move in. You feel 2 of them pressing in behind you and the one in front of you, and they're just grasping at you, trying to hold you in place. And you're able to, I guess, in the confusion, just shove them off or break free somehow, and they don't grasp on it. And the light in the room is low, but there is that ambient light coming from the door. So as they move in closer to you, even with the swarms of moths everywhere, the one that is facing you and trying to grapple you head on, you can now see that there are moths all over its body. Not fully covering, but just kind of perched everywhere. And there's this bioluminescence that is slowly shifting in colors. But there are 2 moths, one over each eye, that has like this red, the angry red eyes staring back at you.
Fuck, Pickle, that's so cool.
Thought it was pretty cool.
That's so cool. I'm very scared.
Okay, so that's their turn. The next thing that happens is that form that is in the back of the room shifts a little bit more and begins pushing itself to its feet. And then it's your turn.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
How many shamblers?
5. So there's 3. There's the 3 in front of you and the 2 behind you. 1 in front and 2 behind are like on top of you. The other 2 are standing nearby, smashing these vials on the ground.
Well, I think I would like to cast Blast selectively, not hurting Bolt or Athena.
Okay.
Centered on
Athena's
I
get
feet,
it.
You know?
Yeah, that's fine.
I hope it works.
Is this your lightning grenade?
It is.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for it.
7.
7 is success, no raise. So that is your standard damage of 2d6.
I have 1 more power point.
Oh no.
Oh no. Hopefully these guys will just die real fast.
Why won't you die?
Why won't you die? 11 damage.
11 damage. That is going to be enough to take out all the guys right around you.
Oh, thank God.
So tell me what this looks like.
I think she is very, very worried seeing all these people come at her, and she's feeling very crowded. So what she does is, I think it probably starts in her hands, is the electric crackle starting up, but then it shoots up to the top of her and then down really fast into her feet, like a little AoE shockwave around her.
Cool.
But I think maybe she has a hand on Bolt, so it doesn't affect him.
I like that. Okay.
I assume he's just being a coffee little bitch.
Yeah, he's coughing. He's not having a good time. Yeah, this column of lightning erupts around you, and the bolts flicker and tether between all the forms. It's different than when you've used it in the past. When it goes out, you definitely see them, twitching with the damage and stuff like that. There's no screaming. There's no anything like that. It's almost completely silent when you're doing it, but they do twitch and they fall back. The moths that are covering them and all the moths that get trapped in this template just erupt into flame. So it's almost like this little whoosh of fire goes around you as well as you try to clear the area out. And I think it gets a lot of moths. Like there's still a lot in here, but
these damn moths.
Yeah, but they it vaporizes a lot of them. The red lights disappear, of course, as they all collapse back down to the ground. And the orange lights above you in the darkness get brighter again.
No, I knew it. Yes.
Unless, are you trying to move or?
I mean, can I just try to drag Bolt upright? Is he an item I can do a free interaction with?
So he's not an item. I think there is something about you can move like at half speed if you're dragging or carrying somebody.
He's so big,
He's
though.
very
I
large.
don't think I can
and
get
your
him
strength
out.
is quite low. So
No, my strength is average.
Is it?
My strength is a D6.
Okay, average.
My vigor is
your vigor
bad.
is very bad. You can begin pulling him towards the door, but you're not going to make it in one turn.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do that, you could potentially make it next turn.
Yeah, I think I do want to start to do that.
Okay, how do you get him up?
God, I don't even know. Maybe like probably trying to stick her neck and shoulders under one of his arms as he's like hacking on his knees and just with all of her strength trying to get him up, posting on my body,
Sure.
my frail form.
Sure. So yeah, you can get under him. You can start to heave him up as he's coughing, and it's like he's trying to talk or he's trying to have input or do something, but he just can't. He's coughing, and you can see like small beads of sweat running down his face, and you just start trying to shuffle him back there. He's not fighting you. He's trying to go along with it, but
I would have just teleported us, but I'm out of power points
oh shucks.
until I deem that I need to use a Benny to get more.
Sure. All right, so that's the end of that turn. Let's do some more initiative. This is going to be for Athena. It's a 3 of hearts.
Oh, good.
Queen of clubs.
God damn.
And a joker. You blasted all of the guys that were right around you. There was one other one that went back into the corner, and there was one other form on the ground that was rousing and getting up.
Yeah.
So what happens next is the flutter of moths doesn't create like a din, like you can still hear through it.
But I assume it's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming, so you can't really hear what's going on. You can see in that back corner there's that one more figure with the orange glowing eyes pulling this other figure up to their feet. And as this other silhouetted figure stands up, they shove the other one back, and you hear them shout something, and they pause and they look around wildly, and then they start sprinting for the door. And they have a joker, so they're definitely going to run. It's a 5. Okay, so they're starting further back in the warehouse. With their roll and how quickly they can move. They get to you and they pass you. So they're heading towards the door. They're not out yet. I think there's this slow motion shot as all of this is happening, as this figure is running past you.
I think maybe she's watching as they're running away with her, like her eyes getting bigger real slow as she turns over her shoulder to look at them go.
As this blur of darkness is passing you, there's just that slow motion shot of you looking at them and them looking over at you, and your eyes meet. And they keep moving. So this figure is wearing a dark coat, black gloves, dark boots, and a gold domino mask. And that's all. There is not a person here. It's like clothes levitating in thin air.
What?
And you know who this is.
I know who this is?
Yes, this person is a Pantheon agent.
Oh, shit!
That goes by the name of Laverna.
Laverna.
You know that their specialty is thief-like things, investigations, stealth ops. But yeah, their calling card, like their thing, is basically that they are completely transparent, invisible. Like they themselves are not visible, so all the stuff they're wearing is just like on them.
Huh.
So yeah, they're running past, and it's like disembodied gloves are going through the air, and this domino mask turns to look at you, and there are no eyes, so it's just this
so
gold domino
cool.
mask. And then they just keep fucking beating it.
Now, for my information, has Athena ever worked with them?
That I don't know.
I
I think
know.
that's kind of up to you.
I figure
It was more just like the only thing that's important to me is
agent dossiers.
Yeah, so the only thing that matters to me is that you know who this is. Like, at the very least, you have a passing knowledge of this person being a Pantheon agent and kind of what they do. If you want to have worked with them in the past, I'm totally cool with that.
No, I don't. I feel like she mostly just did jobs with Isaac.
It's up to you. Doesn't matter to me. So yeah, Laverna is this person's name, and they are beating it towards the door.
Can Athena shout a thing as they get gone?
Yeah.
I think she shouts, Zadal, stop them!
Okay. Then
I hope he's still there.
Let me deals it all in and see how he does. Gets a 4, so still better than you. The next turn is your enemies. Okay, so as Laverna beats it past you, the moths swarm down, like they come back together in this sheet and they flutter, flying back and forth in heavy patterns, basically making a wall between you and the exit. And they all ripple with this brilliant bioluminescence of every color you can imagine, and it's blinding. So I need you to make a vigor roll.
A vigor.
It's so bright as you've turned and watched Laverna run past, and you're still looking in that direction, and this wall of moths kind of seals together and starts glowing this really, really bright color.
That didn't go well at all. It's a 1.
It's a 1, okay.
Well, they're both 2s, but -1, you know.
Sure. Okay. You are going to suffer a -2 penalty to all actions requiring sight. And you get to make a vigor roll as a free action at the end of every turn.
Okay.
To basically recover from it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Alright, so yeah, this wall of moths swarms together and glows brightly. It's like it burns into your eyes and you have to look away. That last figure that was back in the corner is coming at you now, and it's also going to try to grapple you.
Oh, good.
And that one is... I need you to make a contested athletics, please.
14.
Yeah, you definitely succeed. Okay, so you manage to not be grappled by this guy as he stomps up to you. You feel the air shift around you, and several other forms sort of step out of the moths, and you can now see that these are they're basically people made out of moths. So they're like moths sort of clustered together in small weird clumps, walking in a weird humanoid form, and one comes out from either side. As the one steps forward and grapples you, and the other forms, also with the orange eyes, step out of the wall of moths, and you see the bigger pair of eyes look down at you, and again it just says, "Parasite." And it's actually Zadal's turn now.
Oh, cool.
So Zadal rolled a 3 and a 1. Would you like... He's a wild card, so he does get 2 bennies. I'm treating him as a GM wild card that you can issue orders to. Would you like him to benny this? He's trying to cast confusion on the person fleeing.
Yes.
Okay. That's an 8. Blows up. 15. So I'll get a 15 on his confusion.
Nice. Benny, well spent.
Yeah, so confusion confounds the target, making them both distracted and vulnerable if they fail the smarts roll. Okay. So you hear Zadal, very muffled, shout through the wall of moths, "I'm trying!"
That's all she can ask for.
And then it is now Athena's turn. What would Athena like to do? You have Bolt, you're shuffling towards the door, but a wall of moths just erupted, and it's attempting to grapple you, and 2 other things just appeared.
I don't want to be in this room anymore. I want to get outside as quick as possible.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a Benny for 5 power points.
Oh my.
Yep.
Bringing your total to 6 power points.
Alright, I'm casting Teleport on Bolt and myself, and trying to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Okay. Go for it.
I want to teleport out with my 5 I've rolled.
Excellent.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Can I leave, please?
You can certainly make it outside.
Cool.
And you're not gonna teleport into Zadal or anything like that. You go out past Laverna because she was nearing the exit as she was running past you. This is the same turn. She's still inside the room, but heading out right now. So what does it look like when you teleport?
Oh, you know, the usual lightning bolt. I'm lightninging with bolt.
So yeah, you condense into energy and blast towards the door.
I bolt towards the door.
You do. You bolt towards the door. Well, you can have a Benny for that.
Really?
That was a good correction.
Thank you.
And as you pass through the wall of moths, again, you bore this burning hole through them, which is swept by immediately as the remnants drift to ash on the ground. You appear outside the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Zadal is nearby, standing a little away from the wall, but he can see inside. From out here, it looks much darker inside, just because there's more light and the contrast isn't as stark, but you can see flashes of orange. Predominantly orange, but other low-key bioluminescence as well. And Laverna is sort of not in the dorm frame, but you can see her through there, so she's heading on her way out right now.
Okay.
And that's your turn.
That's my
I suppose.
turn.
Athena gets a joker. Get a 3 of spades. Laverna gets a 5 of clubs. And I guess Zadal gets a 4 of hearts. You get to go first. So what are you doing?
I want to cast Entangle on Laverna.
Do you have Entangle?
Yes.
Since when? Forever.
Forever?
Sorry, I had a brain fart.
Pretty
Okay.
sure forever.
So you're casting Entangle on her. Okay, roll it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
5.
5 is a success.
Thank God, because that's all my power points. Again. Spend my Benny for more points right now.
Yeah. So they're entangled, which means they cannot move. And is it actions at a penalty?
Wait, no, it's trying to break free at a penalty, maybe? It's
either athletics or strength -2. It's
that's
fine.
it.
Okay, so what does your entangle look like in this case?
I mean, there are probably some pipes on a wall. Right?
Sure, yeah.
I think she just wrenches them off with her hand. Like, not physically, but with, metal trapping.
Sure.
And it just coils like a snake around this invisible lady, I guess.
Okay. I dig it. Oh, and you get a +2 to whatever you roll. Did you add that in because of your joker?
7.
Okay, doesn't make a difference, but good to know.
So I think she coalesces from her lightning bolt teleport and quickly gets a beat on what's happening, and then she entangles this person so they can't get away. Because once you take off that trench coat, I mean, you're done.
Okay, so it is Laverna's turn, and
Laverna's turn.
Thank you. And the metal snakes up around her legs to root her in space, and I think there's a surprised cry that comes out when she does that. She is going to try... Yeah, I think she's just going to try to break free here. And she gets a 5. So she succeeds... Oh, that's at -2, though. So that does not succeed.
Yes!
So she's going to Benny it.
Damn it!
And got an 8. Alright. So she gets a success and breaks free and is going to continue moving. As the metal is snaking up her legs, she's just doing this, like, hopping... Almost looks like a jig. Like she's just hopping out of the metal as she continues booking it towards the door. And it trips her up a little bit, but she doesn't lose a lot of time before she breaks through the door and immediately cuts right to try to, like, go around a corner and break line of sight. And just... She is in full motion right now. She is dead on sprint.
Cool.
And that
also, thank you for giving me such an easy character to draw.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Next up is Zadal. I think Zadal sees her run by and then looks into the room and sees all this flowing color and these forms shifting and moving and rushes forward to try to close the door again.
Okay, that's fair.
And then it is them inside, and I'm going to have them do something here. Okay, so Zadal gets up, he slams the door closed, and on the other side there's, the classic hammering against it, and the door pushes forward a little bit, and he's a little guy, so he's trying to hold it.
Yeah.
And they slam once, twice, and then it bursts open and throws it all back. He falls to the ground, and out pours just hundreds, thousands upon thousands of these Siku moths, and they fly up and away into the night. And as they go, you just, in your mind, this lingering voice just says, "Parasite." And the light dissipates as they fly off in every single direction.
Okay, well, I'll worry about that later. It seems like a big thing to worry about.
Who knows? What is your intention? Are you going to continue trying to chase Laverna?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, I guess it's a chase.
Woo!
I didn't actually expect you to slow her down enough. So I'm going to remove... Zadal is not going to be chasing. Those other guys are there, so it's just going to be you and her right now. So Athena, 8 of spades. Laverna, King of hearts. She's a little ahead of you, but not a lot. So I'm going to have Laverna be like 15 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
Right there. And she gets to go first. So she is going to make an athletics roll. She gets a 4, so she moves up 1. I guess she'll do that. Ooh, very nice. That's pretty good for her.
Is the chase over?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It is now your turn, though. So
Okay.
So she rips around the corner. She's making tracks. And, you know, for chases, there's distance intervals, but we can assume you guys are both in motion.
Okay.
So she whoops around the corner. You're heading off. Do you say anything to Bolt and or Zadal?
Yeah, I feel like Bolt's not doing so hot.
He's
so
still coughing.
As Athena's beginning her chase, she yells to Zadal, "Get him help! I have to go. I'll be back." And she's gone.
Nice. Okay. Roll to unblind.
Okay, what do
It's
I
vigor.
roll? Vigor, my worst one.
Yep.
Cool beans. A 4. Will that do?
That will succeed.
Excellent. I would like to try to maneuver real good and run.
Okay, go for it. So yeah, you call out
+2. That's my
for your free
runner.
runner. Yep. Go for it.
7.
7 is a success, so you move up 1. You are currently 15 feet-ish behind her, and she is running. Just running pell-mell.
Cool.
And it's really weird, like you're still sort of on the outskirts here, and you're running back towards the dining entertainment district. It's really weird to be running after her, because her coat is billowing in the breeze, and like half of her is missing.
Mhm.
So you see these disembodied boots running, but you don't... It's strange, you know?
Right. May I change in one of my bennies for points?
You get 5 power points.
Can I cast empathy?
Sure.
I want to see if they're like being controlled by moths like those other people seem to be.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you can cast it. Go ahead and roll it.
9.
9 is a success with a raise. Okay, with a raise, as you're running, it's... I don't know that you've ever done it like in pursuit like this before.
I don't think
so
she
it's,
has.
It's hard. It takes a lot of focus to maintain your current pace, as well as, you know, focus in on her aura to try to get something. The colors blast you. Like they're very bright and vibrant. Yellow, orange, shifting, moving. It's not the orange of the eyes. It's just
Okay.
like bright colors swirling quickly. They're either panicked or worried or anxious or something, but they're just in motion right now. You don't really have the same opportunity for like a deep dive like you did before, just because you're doing
Right,
that.
just
But
broad strokes.
broad strokes with your raise, it doesn't appear to be the same as the people that you encountered before.
Cool.
And next round, Athena is Ace of Hearts, much better. And Laverna is a 4 of clubs. So it's your turn again. What would you like to do?
Cool. I want to do my maneuvering, my free maneuvering.
Go for it.
I will do that real quick, plus my 2.
Cool.
5.
5 is a success. So you move 1 unit closer. You are now about 10-ish feet behind her. What would you like to do?
10-ish feet.
10-ish.
Can I cast a bolt?
Yeah. Go for it.
I hope I get a raise on it.
Ah.
Guess you got a 9.
Is it you? Was it you?
It was me.
It was you. Good
It's
job.
a free bolt.
Good job. Free bolt.
I'll just go ahead and roll that damage. That's 3d6, huh?
That is 3d6, huh?
That's very good. 16.
16 damage?
Damage.
Oh, damn. She already used one of her bennies. So that was one. Yeah, she's definitely going to have to try to soak this with her average vigor. It's a 1 and a 3. Let me do a calculation in my head. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, I think she's going to try to soak it again. Oh, shit. That's a success. All right, she got a 16.
Oh, shit.
So she fully soaked that. But that's all of my Benny. Oh, no, I got a joker earlier, so I still have one Benny. One GM Benny. What does your bolt look like?
Usual finger gun. And I think as she's shooting it, she yells, "Stop!"
Nice.
But I don't think that's gonna happen.
And I think the finger gun, you shoot it, and it looks like it's, your aim is true, and it goes right in. And it just whiffs air. Like, it looks like it should hit her center mass, and it just passes right through. And there's laughter from up ahead.
Motherfucker!
It's like playful laughter.
As long as it's playful.
Playful laughter. And it is Laverna's turn, and she... Oh, wowie. Okay. So she's going to try to run first. Oh, wow. She does not succeed. Oops for her. And what she is actually, let's see if she succeeds on this. So you guys, you're now like getting back to the main district.
Mm-hmm.
As you finger gun at her and it passes through and she laughs. You guys are running along the side of this building. Her mask looks up and then she does like a turning jump. She jumps and turns midair and does like a little toodaloo finger wave with her and poofs into this black vapor.
Ah, shit.
And then coalesces up on the building.
On the roof?
Above, yeah, up on the roof and continues running.
Well.
Athena, you get an 8 of hearts. She gets a 2 of spades.
Nice.
So it's your turn.
What I would like to do is I want to do a multi-action if and I can.
You can.
I would like to...
Do you want to move at all?
Well...
For free?
Maybe after, depending on what happens
That's
with
fair.
these.
Yeah, okay.
I would like to teleport and attempt to grapple at the same time. Like I tried in the last chase that didn't work out as well. I'm hoping it works out real nice this time.
Okay. So she also just teleported, obviously. The baseline teleport is what, like 20 feet or something?
I think it's smarts.
Range is smart with a success up to 12 inches or 20 yards distant. Okay. So because 6 inches is the distance you can move in one action, that would put her like here in terms of like overall distance.
Okay.
So you're trying to multi-action to teleport and tackle at the same time?
Yes.
Or grapple? Okay, it's going to be a -2 to both things that you roll.
Yep.
Okay. So teleport first. Let's do an essence at -2, please. What'd you get?
It's a 4.
It's a 4. That's a success.
Boom.
So she also had just like a baseline success, so that essentially bridges the gap there.
Ooh.
But you're not going to be like close enough to do that. So you
so I rolled with a penalty for nothing.
So tell you what, because I didn't think through that beforehand to like confirm with you that even if you succeeded, you would have needed a raise to actually get on top of her. So let's take a step back and say if you want to like Benny to try to re-roll that and get a raise to be right on top of her, you can do that. Or if you want to multi-action to do something else, you can do that. Do you still have conviction, or did you use that?
Use that.
Okay.
Trying to do this same thing last time.
Oh no. Looks like I need to give you conviction again soon, huh?
Only if I do something worthy of conviction.
Yeah, it's true.
I will use a Benny to attempt a reroll.
A reroll.
Oh, they both blew up.
Oh yes,
They
that's
both blew up.
excellent news. Allie is having a ball.
I really am. It's a 23.
That, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. It can look however you like. So I really like the image of Laverna doing this poof into black smoke and sort of reappearing up there.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of like reading her movements and simultaneously teleporting to like tackle her mid-teleport.
Yeah.
Like as soon as she like
yes.
reforms in the air,
Yes, I
you're
like
already
that
a
a
bolt
lot.
heading towards her and you come out of nowhere and just right into her.
Everybody knows Lightning's faster than Cloud. That's just math. That's science.
You know what's really funny is those are both Final Fantasy protagonists.
Oh, shit.
So you do still need to roll to hit with the grapple.
Yeah.
So if you could grapple for me.
Well, the good news is I got a 9, even with the -2.
That's really good. I hope it succeeds.
Me
because she has a
too.
D12 in athletics right now.
What the fuck? That's so good.
She used boost trait on herself when she was on the ground to increase her athletics. So, what'd you get?
A 9.
I got a 7. So,
Fuck yeah!
So that does succeed. So,
Yes!
oh man. Okay, so that you have her entangled now, and
Nice.
It is her turn, which means she's distracted. And I think as you tackle her midair, you guys are on the roof of this building now, and there's just a whoop as you hit her and knock the wind out of her and crash onto the ground. And you can, it's again really weird because like you're holding her and you're holding her coat and stuff, but part of where you're holding her, there's nothing there. So like you're grappling with an invisible woman right now. It's sort of off-putting and weird.
Yeah, I can.
Like you don't
I
know
can
where
see
your
that.
hands are going, sort of thing. Oh man, what is she gonna do? I think she's trying to wriggle to get away. Yeah, it's gonna be an athletics -2, and she has a D12 athletics right now, so she might succeed. She got 2 4s with her -2, so she does not succeed.
Oh my God.
Okay, all right. And so as you're holding her and wriggling around, she says, she goes, "Get off me."
Are we still in chase?
Would
Would I be able to use an intimidate?
Yeah, I think it's still. I think we're still kind of in combat. So while you might not be moving, it's still a combat situation. And you got a Queen of Spades, and she got a 5 of Clubs.
Cool.
We forgot all about complications, didn't we?
We didn't draw any clubs till now.
Didn't we?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, thank Christ. We did. I drew a 4 of Clubs.
Well,
sorry, y'all. Forgot about complications.
well, you know, them's the breaks. It's when the game is hard.
I had a complication, and I forgot about complications. Next time.
Sometimes shit happens, Pickle.
Sometimes it's fine.
Sometimes things just happen.
It's all good. I always forget at least one thing. So we'll leave that in. It's fine.
Okay.
Queen of Spades. It's you.
So Athena's got her all tangled up in her arms.
You have her entangled but not bound.
Yeah. Just holding her,
Yep.
trying to chokehold this invisible bitch.
Sure.
If you value your life, you're gonna stop and roll for intimidate is what I'd like to do.
Oof. Okay. How's about I'm gonna give you a +2 on this roll, both because of the ridiculous feat you just did to
Really cool.
get her and do this,
Pretty
and because of the
rabbit.
situation you guys just left. So go ahead and take a +2 on this intimidate roll, and this is opposed spirit, I believe.
8.
8. She got a 5, so that is a 6. Is that including your +2?
Yes.
Okay. So that is a success with no raise. Now, mechanically, when you succeed in a test like that, you can choose whether to make them distracted or vulnerable. She is already distracted because you haven't entangled, so if you want to say vulnerable, that's fine. Thematically, it doesn't seem like you're trying to harm her at this point.
I did just threaten violence.
You did. So I'm not saying like you wouldn't, but you're currently not trying to hurt her.
I'd say whatever you want.
All right. Well, I'm going to treat it as she is intimidated, so she's going to hold off on trying to beat it right away.
Cool.
Also, she just drew a club for complications, so I do want to see what her complication is. Ooh, an 8 of clubs. A further complication.
Oh, damn.
8 minus 4 is 4, so she would have succeeded in that. So
What was it?
it was a complication roll to see.
Oh,
Because she drew a club. You're not like currently chasing, but you know,
Right.
whatever. So you put the fear of Athena in her, and she stops struggling and she puts her arms out a little bit. All right, fine. Jeez,
Jeez, fleeing the law. Jeez.
I don't know who you are.
I've got this handy little badge right here. And I told you to stop.
That's great. You want to see mine?
Yes?
She gives you the finger. Yeah, she gives
She
you.
swats it away. What were you doing in there?
Would you believe me if I said I didn't know?
I might. she says?
I don't know.
You just woke up there and cheesed it? Is that what we're doing?
I woke up there with some fucking thing standing over me with orange eyes, and yeah, get the fuck out of there. Didn't you?
I was coming after you.
Well, you're not as smart then.
Why's that?
I don't know if your first instinct is to chase a fleeing person rather than get out of that, whatever the hell that was.
Well, it was a double purpose. Sometimes one thing can be two things.
What do you want? Just let me go.
Why are you here?
No comment?
Why are you here, or I'm gonna take you to the fucking spire and we're gonna find out. Some other people don't ask as nice.
All right. I'm here on a job.
What are you doing?
It's a contract where it's for Pantheon.
Okay, so who are you? She already knows.
I'm a Pantheon agent. My name is Laverna. I'm here on a job.
Cool. What are you doing? What is the job? Why did you end up in a warehouse? Surrounded by freaky moths.
So, all the things that you want to know, I don't know the answer to. And that's the truth. I'm here because I was hired for a bit of cleanup and, bit of reconnaissance. That's about it.
So, what were you cleaning up? What are you watching?
Well, I don't know. There was some explosion yesterday. I got contracted to, go in, basic sweep up work, basic, scrub things out type of deal.
So, okay, why? Did you take anything out of the building that blew up? Was there anything of note? Why were you cleaning?
I don't know.
Seems like kind of a waste on an invisible girl.
I don't, like I said, I don't know the answer to anything you want to know. I got to the job site and there was this thing with these eyes and it saw me and I tried to fight or get out and everything went black. And then I woke up there and shit was happening and I panicked and I ran. So here I am and here you are and man, I just want to get out of here. This place sucks. How the fuck do you live down here?
I think it's real nice.
Dank and it's nasty and there's moths everywhere and I hate it. Just want to go home.
Better than getting a sunburn. And I think she's gonna cuff her.
Gonna cuff her?
Yeah.
Okay.
With one of her little pouches, she pulls out handcuffs.
All right. You slap the cuffs on her and she just... I told you what you want to know. You just said we didn't have to go anywhere.
Well, I said that we, if you answer my questions, it's going to be easier, maybe, is what I had implied.
Well, good thing the law down here ain't different.
Well, you might find out it's a little different.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Well, it don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Why?
Because you ain't gonna hold me.
What makes you say that?
And she turned, and again, like she has no face that you can look at. There's just this gold domino mask. It turns to you, and her smug voice comes through and says, "Well, ain't anybody that could hold me yet. First time for everything, I guess."
First time for everything.
All right, lead on. Whatever.
All right. Well, I mean, shit. What a day. All right, let's go.
How do you go?
In a zap.
In a
I
zap?
have that many PowerPoints.
Do you have that many PowerPoints left?
Beefed it.
Critical fail?
No.
Oh no. All right. That's minus one PowerPoint.
So
if you have a Benny, here's the thing. Instead of re-rolling, you can just use your Benny to get PowerPoints because every time you fail a power roll, you lose one PowerPoint.
Yeah, it's true. All right. I'm going to just...
So in a situation where you're not really pressed for time, you're probably going to roll it eventually. It's just a matter of how many points you're going to have to go through.
Okay, well, I'll try again. How about...
All right, go for it.
Using my last Benny already. Well, that one is a 9.
A 9, that's success with the raise.
Thank goodness.
So the first time...
I use one less.
Yeah. So the first time you try to cast it, I think you just aren't able to summon up the energy. After this chase, you're still just huffing and puffing and take a moment to just collect yourself before you teleport down. And as you're gathering the energy the second time, Laverna says, "Well, that was a nice hit.
Thank you.
I gotta say, not too many people able to pull off something like that. Catch me, let alone keep me."
Well, maybe sometimes. You just gotta ask nice with force. And we go.
Zap! And she starts to laugh, and then you teleport her, and coalesce back into your corporeal forms, and she's
down on the ground level as opposed to on the roof.
I assumed, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you reform, it's like she's still mid-laugh, but then she starts coughing, and she says, "Oh, I don't like that."
What's it like for you? I mean...
I don't know, you sort of... So that was more like you go together, like you go down into
you go apart,
yeah, yeah, sort of the opposite.
I mean, what?
Weird.
I had a filling in my tooth, and the damn energy keeps playing on it. Hurts, but I keep doing it.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, maybe I should get one of those better fillings that isn't metal.
Yeah, maybe. So as fun as this is, if you're going to keep me in cuffs, you better get moving.
Yeah, probably should.
Because I'm going to get bored eventually.
Yeah, well...
And I promise you, once I'm good and ready, you ain't going to see me again.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. But, maybe you'll find me an entertaining person to have around. Maybe you'll want to hang out. Who knows?
Yeah, I think
she just starts walking.
Yeah, I think she inhaled, like she's about to respond, then just doesn't. Just lets it go. All right, so you are walking back. You guys went at least a couple of blocks, so it'll take a few minutes for you to get back.
That's
but
cool.
not.
I feel like I've just got her by the. I think I have her hands behind her back, and I have one hand on like the cuffs. And then one on like her shoulder.
That's what
walking
I was
her forward.
Visualizing as well, so I think that's fine. In your absence, somebody sent up a flare. Probably Zadal sent up a flare for assistance, and there are other regulators on site now, just sort of milling about. This looks like a support team rather than like a combat team.
I assume support is like a yellow flare, maybe.
That could be, yeah. And Bolt is still... I think now he's like against the side of the building, and somebody's sort of tending to him, checking him out and seeing how he's doing.
Does he look like he's doing okay?
He's awake, and he's breathing and stuff, but he's not coughing the way he was before.
Good.
As you come back, you look up in the sky, and you don't know... It's like a weird feeling where you're looking up and there's nothing, and then there's like a surge of... like a phantom cloud of moths that fly out away from the city over the water, and there's sort of a ripple of this orange energy, and you don't know if you actually saw it or not. And then it's gone. But Zadal is standing over by the door where he was before, looking inside, and there's another regulator standing on the opposite side of the door with him, but the door is ajar, and they're just there.
Well, Zadal, I found the person who cleaned the apartment.
You say that, and she speaks up, and she says, I didn't do nothing. I went there. I didn't do nothing.
But you said you were hired to do a cleanup.
Yeah. So I got there, and then I woke up here.
So we've got
I'm not splitting hairs. I'm just telling you like it is. You want information? I'm giving you information. You want to argue with it? That's fine.
I appreciate the information. It's very good. Thank you. I'm just trying to connect some threads.
Sure.
Just trying to tie these little ends together, making sense of things.
All right, don't mind me.
No, I won't. Zadal, do you have any questions?
Probably too many.
Cool. Start with the big ones.
Yeah, how about, what was that? Who is this? What's going on? As a general baseline idea for how to handle this situation.
Well, we know some of these things. This is Laverna, Pantheon agent, hired to come down here and do things, apparently. She can elaborate more, I'm sure. And
she did the orange nastiness with the moths?
No, that was someone else.
Oh, good.
Something,
good.
Yeah,
that's,
it's
that's
Superman.
Wonderful. And did you catch them as well?
No, they're gone. That was the moths. They're all in the sky.
The moths?
Didn't you see moths?
Yeah, there were a lot of moths.
Yeah. Something was controlling them and making them into people shapes, and they were waking up dead bodies, and... Did you see those eyes?
You say that, and there's a moment where he looks at you and then looks back in the room and then does like a little twitch of his head and then puts his hand up to his head. Yeah, I saw him.
Okay.
The other regulators are the other ones just sort of standing around. They have Corey Energy firearm, and they're just looking around, making sure nobody else is like approaching or anything. Do you want to take a look around inside?
Yeah.
All right,
You're still coming with us. Come on.
Was that to Laverna?
Yeah.
All right. She just shrugs and goes where you tell her to go for now.
I just don't want to, not have eyes on her.
No, I understand completely. That's smart. So what are you doing? What do you want to do?
I just want to look around for weird shit.
Inside the warehouse?
Yes.
Okay.
Watch out, they crack some dust vials. Maybe stay away from those.
And go ahead and make me a notice.
5.
5 is a success. Okay. And I think the support regulators probably brought some form of light with them, so they can give you like a torch or something like that to go in. And by torch, I mean the British torch, the flashlight. But yeah, you go inside and you look around, and it, again, just for all intents and purposes, it looks like a storage warehouse. There's just a lot of crates and boxes labeled with like surplus stuff. I'm sure you can look through everything at length at a later time, but right now, what you see is a number of bodies. So the main thing you find is bodies. There are a lot of smashed vials in here with just multicolored dust all over the floor in various patches. So you notice that these bodies are all dead. Mm-hmm. They're all dead. They have died of various wounds. One of them has his throat cut. Several of them are shot full of holes with a ballistic weapon. One of them, the side of the face, looks like it was partially caved in, just with like a solid blow, like a hammer blow. But they're all dead. They all have blood streaking from their eyes and nose. They're all dressed in, I almost want to say fatigues, like black fatigues, spec ops type stuff. After you root through them, you do find they all have shortwave radios. The serial numbers run in sequence. They don't have any kind of identification on them or anything like that. But it's a mixture of races, some guys, some girls.
Okay.
And in the back corner where Laverna had been, there is another black duffel bag. And
I open it carefully this time.
Okay. Inside this duffel bag,
mods.
Explosives.
Oh.
Pounds of explosives. Like enough to level a building.
Cool. Hey, Laverna, yeah, you got an awful lot of explosives over here where you were asleep. Know anything about that?
What, explosives?
Yeah, quite a bit of explosives.
I don't know anything about that.
Of course you don't. All right, well, we gotta get someone to take all this fucking C4 to the mines where it can be utilized, or the contraband room. We need to ID all these people, see if they came into the city legally. If they didn't, figure out how they got in. I know that's a long shot. Can we find out where these radios were manufactured? I don't know. She's just talking out loud to anybody who's nearby.
I think Zadal probably followed you in, and I think he's probably taking notes. He's got a little flip open notebook, and he's scrolling in it, and he says, Those are good first steps. Certainly all things we can look into. We need more of a cleanup crew down there, though. I just, we only got 2, but we can get more.
Yeah. What am I missing? I know I'm missing something.
We're gonna look into the bodies, the radios, get rid of the kaboom. I don't know. What loose ends do you have?
Moths. So many moths.
There was a lot of moths. That ain't normal.
No, neither are giant glowing eyes in a wall.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
Me neither.
Did you hear it? It was in my head, and it called us parasites? Me parasite? I don't know who it was talking to. If it was talking to everybody, I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you hear anything?
I heard it say that too. But
cool,
I don't
cool.
I couldn't see everything you were seeing.
There wasn't a lot to see on account of all the moths.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I think I need to get some air.
Okay, let's go out.
And he pretty quickly steps back outside, and you guys are like by the waterfront, sort of like you're in that general vicinity, so he just steps away a little bit and is just sort of looking out over the water.
I'll let him take a sec. Seems like he needs to decompress.
Sure.
I'm gonna go check on Bolt.
Okay. So you get over there, and the other regulator has a little flashlight out, and they're shining it in his eyes and just moving him around, getting reactions and stuff from him. His eyes are very dilated, and he's not super responsive. So yeah, the regulator is bending over Bolt and just kind of checking him out, and he's sort of waffling incoherently as he sits up and sort of like waves a hand around, and the regulator steps back and sees you approaching and does a nod to you.
I nod back.
And the regulator looks at you and says, "What happened?"
We went in there. I don't know. He just started to cough. He went down. I got him out. They were smashing vials, but he started breathing weird way before they started doing that.
Yeah.
Is he all right?
I don't know. I mean, he's kind of responsive, but I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm not a doctor, so you gotta take it easy and maybe get him back, get some rest.
Yeah.
See how it works out. What'd you find in there?
A lot of freaky shit and explosives.
Explosives? That's hard contraband.
It is hard contraband.
And I think they look over at Laverna. That one?
She says she doesn't know, and it wasn't her, but she also blacked out for a substantial amount of time and woke up here from that building that exploded yesterday, so who knows? Maybe we need to do a little more digging. And I think she shakes her shoulder a little bit.
And she doesn't
Maybe
say
her mask bobbles.
Oh, it does. It does. It's good. She doesn't say anything. The regulator says, "Yeah, that's sounds like a plan."
I think she kneels down in front of Bolt. Just like, "Hey, bud. How you doing?"
And he looks at you and blinks at you and says, Sedaris.
You can call me Athena. It's okay.
And he waves a hand around and slaps a giant mitt on your shoulder and says, Did we do it?
We did it. Yeah.
No good.
Yeah. You should just take a nap. We're gonna get you to see some doctors.
And he nods and,
Can I check his aura to see if it's fucked?
Sure. Yeah, empathy.
7.
The aura is... The colors are like weirdly streaked together. Mostly bright. You don't sense any hint of like weird tampering or manipulation, but
he's off.
He's clearly off and a little out of it, with occasional surges of brighter, different colors that take over. So probably just confused and disoriented for the most part.
Probably. Okay.
And the regulator says, I don't know. We should get him back, get him looked at, but I don't think he's in any danger right now.
All right, would you guys be able to get him back? I feel like he's we'll be following along as soon as we're done looking around here. I just gotta go check with Zadal over there.
Yeah, I mean we can certainly escort him back to the spire. We're gonna need a cleanup crew out here though.
Yeah.
Get all these bodies, get this place cleaned up.
Yeah, we're gonna need these bodies looked at before anything else though.
Sure, we'll get them forwarded for an autopsy. Whatever you say.
Athena remembers she dropped this duffel bag that they got from the apartment. I think she must have dropped it when she was, thieving her way into this warehouse.
Sure.
But I don't think she's particularly interested in carrying it back herself to the spire, so I think she offers it to one of the 2 regulators that has come as support, asks them to take it back for processing.
Yeah, the regulator not tending to Bolt nods to you and moves to secure the bag.
I wouldn't open that. There's some dust in there. I don't know if it's scuffle dust or maybe it's glimmer from all the moths. I don't know, but it's don't open it without a mask.
Nods to you again. Keeps the duffel bag close by.
Cool. I think she scratches her neck and is just like, all right, well, I guess I'll see you back at the spire, Bolt.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And I guess she lets him wander off with the
they'll-
regulators, because thank God, like I bet it's like hurting a cat. A big, drunk, tired cat.
He's amenable to like moving around and
Okay.
stuff. It's just sort of slow going, so it's a process. They're just sort of doing their own thing right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I grab his board.
Okay.
I want to make sure I have it, because he'd be sad without it.
Smart.
But I'm not giving it to him right now.
No,
That's not
fine.
safe. And Athena walks over to Zadal.
Yeah, he's He's just standing looking out towards the water, and he sees you coming over, and he'll give a sidelong nod to acknowledge your presence.
I mean, I think I still have Laverna, probably.
That's fine.
I don't think I handed her off. So the waterfront, I kind of imagine it being like a breaker wall, like a wave breaker wall that and then it goes down like a couple feet, and then it's like a little beachy, sorta.
I like that.
So I think maybe she gestures towards the lip of the breaker wall. It's like, why don't you just have a sit down? You've had a tuckering, 10 minutes?
To who are you saying this to?
Laverna.
I thought you were saying it to Zadal, and I was like, rude.
No.
All right.
I could catch you again if I want to.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
So we're just gonna be real chill.
Sits down. Oh, I'm always chill.
Mm-hmm.
You don't worry about me none. And she sits down to admire the waves. Zadal continues standing in silence for now, until you choose to breach it.
I think she's amenable to sitting and waiting for him to broach anything, but if it goes on for too long, I think she's sitting next to Laverna, but like closer to Zadal, I think. What's on that big brain of yours, man? What's going on?
He starts to speak. He says, "You ever..." And then he looks over and realizes that Laverna's there, and narrows his eyes just a little bit, and casts a thing. Nice. He looks at her, and there's like nothing visible happens, and she sort of does one of these and like looks around a little bit, and then is sort of like rubbing, sort of like at her ear with her shoulder. Yeah. So she's sort of like, it looks like she's trying to rub at her ear with her shoulder.
Nice.
He looks a little satisfied and looks back to you and says, "You ever..." Alright, don't laugh. You had a dream so real that you couldn't tell if you were awake or not?
Yes, absolutely.
What about a memory?
I don't know about a memory. Definitely a dream, though.
Yeah. What the hell is going on? What was all that?
I don't know. I think... I can't figure out how this is all connected yet, but I know it is.
As this is happening, he reaches a hand inside his coat and pulls out his crystals. Slots one in. I don't know about some big conspiracy or nothing, but there's just weird stuff going on.
I've been gone 7 years. It wasn't so weird back then. I don't...
He just sort of shrugs. I don't know. Meanwhile, Laverna's still sitting there just like shaking her head a little bit. And
that's a good trick,
and then just sort of accepts it. Yeah, I mean, she can actually hear us. She just thinks she can't. So
that's even better.
Yeah, the mind's it's an interesting thing.
Certainly is.
Just gotta trick it, make it think stuff. I don't know.
Oh, brains are dumb, huh?
Brains are really dumb.
Yeah.
Brains are really dumb. I mean, it's basically just, I don't know, little bits of information.
What do you mean?
A brain. It's information. It's like a book. I mean, not really, because you can't just open it and pick out whatever it is you're looking for, but it's all there. You just gotta figure it out. It just takes time. It's hard, but you can do it.
I want to look at his brain while we're talking about it, because I don't think I've done that yet.
What, with empathy?
Yeah.
Alright, roll it.
Like, this is a recent power, and she's never tried it on an arrow, so she's not sure if this is gonna work.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But she got a 9, so it costs nothing.
Success with her raise. Yeah, so your first impression is that it's very similar to looking at a person. Like, in terms of the energy that you're seeing there, it's sort of coming off of their body. You surmise that it's more the Kori itself that is like running in their circuitry rather than like their circuitry, because it's integral to, who and what they are.
Right.
There are still emotions, just like a regular person. Right now, his aura it's like a lighter blue, lighter than his deep, like painful blue eyes and circuitry. Pensive, it's thoughtful, it's moving slowly,
Taking his time.
He's taking his time. Maybe he's fatigued, something like that. But
I'd believe it.
there's no evidence of anything weird going on in there.
Cool. Athena's about to take a gamble.
Okay.
So, if you got bits in brains, and it's like a book. If there was something in the book that got, I don't want to say like a page was torn out, but if a page was rewritten by someone else, would you be able to find out what used to be there?
I think he's listening patiently as you stumble your way
through it.
You actually did a very good job of doing that. But yeah, so he's just sort of like waiting to see how, like, what the point of you talking is. And after you're done, he thinks, and he turns towards you a little bit and takes a puff of his crystal.
Well, it sort of depends on what was rewritten. It's, short answer, should be able to.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can't always tell. Minds are different. It's different for everybody. Everybody's mind works differently. So if I was looking at your brain for the first time, I wouldn't know what's supposed to go where. You know, it's like walking into a room and it's arranged a certain way, and they come back, you know, a few years later and they move some stuff around. It's still the same basic stuff, but it's in a different place. If I'd never been there before, I'd think it was supposed to look like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Not as good as your analogy, I know, but I think it gets the point across. So yes, you can tell sometimes, depending on what it is that's been pulled out or rewritten or what have you. You think that's what's going on with Miss Not All Here? And he's motioning at her, and she looked like she sees him motioning and looks up, and
I was thinking Miss Appear.
Miss Appear? That's good.
Thanks.
You should look for the papers.
No, I think Phil's got that covered.
Phil Nutter.
What a gem.
That's one word for it? Sure. So, do you think that's what's going on here?
I think it could be. She said she blacked out for a while between going to that building that got blown up and then waking up here, and then she just bolted. So there's that. But
I mean,
also maybe with me? And she squints at him.
Yeah, I think his eyes narrow a little bit at that, and he says,
with you?
Yeah.
What, you mean from on the surface? When you was kind of in your troubles there?
Yeah, troubles is one way to put it.
Sure. Whatever word makes you happy.
I mean, that'll make me happy.
Sure.
But
I get your point, yes. So, I mean, I could, but I think the more important answer, or the more important question here is, do you really want me to?
yes?
Alright, I mean...
Maybe not right now.
Oh, yeah, no shit, not gonna do it now, but... from someone who has experience with brains, and with the mind, be careful. Because if something's been shut away or whatever, you tamper with it, you might not like what you find. And then it's a whole, I mean, I guess like somebody, maybe not me, but somebody could always take it, you know, get rid of it or whatever. It's possible, but, you know, it's painful.
Well, you know, life's pain.
Ain't that the truth?
So I think I just need to know, man.
I mean, this is pretty heavy stuff. He might do better with the Oculus. He's really sort of the man with the brain.
He did not have a lot of luck with me.
And you think I'm gonna do better?
I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know, man.
I don't know. If you want me to, sure, I guess I can try. But if Silas couldn't do it, I really don't know what I can do for you.
I don't know. You should call me Athena, though.
Sure, Athena.
I know it's kind of been a busy night and we're not done yet. But would you be able to look at my brain later after work? Because it's driving me fucking crazy, man.
Like tonight?
I mean, if you're not doing anything.
Make a persuasion roll. Yeah, just a persuasion roll. No.
Just a regular old persuade.
Just a regular old persuade.
Alright. It's not great.
What'd you roll?
A 1 and a 3.
Alright, yeah, I think he's still looking at the water and shakes his head a little bit like he was only partly listening to you and says, yep, maybe this is kind of sort of been a whole mess, so...
I was kind of thinking maybe I just consolidate my mess all into one bad day.
Let's see how let's just see how it goes. It's still so early. That's alright.
Yeah, no. Well... No sense waiting around here with all these dead fuckos. You want to go back to the spire? We can walk this time.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, that sounds alright.
And I think he finishes the crystal and looks down at Laverna and just sort of like flicks the empty thing like in her general direction, and it bounces.
So bounce off an invisible bit.
It tanks off of her and onto the ground, and then she looks back in surprise and sort of like does this with her head again.
Well, I know y'all been talking, but that's just rude.
It's confidential.
She can't hear you.
Oh, I thought he lifted it when he flicked it. That's fine.
Yeah, so I think she's like looking at you and you're talking, and she talks over you and says, yeah, I can't hear you still.
She gives her a thumbs up and a smile and begins to walk back to the spire. Well, I think she's got both boards under one arm and this bitch on the other one.
I don't know. I don't think you can carry both with one arm.
I didn't know how heavy they were.
Heavier.
I give one to her. Can I slot it through the back?
Oh my God. Sure, you can do that.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. This whole string of events is exactly how I wanted to spend my day.
I could tell.
All right, so as you guys are walking and making your way back towards the spire, the air is salty from the mists of the waterfront as you march your way south, escorting Laverna with Zadal in tow. And the multicolored crystal light breaks into the rainbow-like patterns against the damp air. Chatter is constant as the passers-by go about enjoying the nightlife. The occasional clatter of cutlery from the outdoor cafes, and there is the womp-womp of quarry-powered machinery as a low and constant beat against the background. And as you're walking through here, you're definitely a bit of a sight, sort of escorting this
invisible
partly
person.
Invisible form.
This
and
walking coat.
Yeah, and I think everybody who pays enough attention and looks at you as you're walking by does like a double take or freezes and looks back, and
right.
And Laverna doesn't really comment. Maybe there's one person who tries to get like a really good look and she rounds on them and sort of does like a ha surprise them back. But otherwise she's surprisingly compliant.
Maybe she's very charmed by this cop. Managed to catch her.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Probably not. she probably doing something else. Who fucking knows? Not Athena.
So I think it's just the whole way you're walking with Laverna, it's expected that you'll be getting looks.
Does it smell nice from the cafes and the wafting air?
I think it's interesting because the smell from any kind of restaurant or eatery gets more dense in the mists and the fogs. Like it sort of combines with the saltiness of the air and spreads through. So it is enticing, but it can definitely get thick too. Like if it's something you're not a fan of and walking through, it's kind of soupy.
I think she's hungry. So I think she takes a big ol' sniff and just a sigh that's wistful. She knows she doesn't have time.
Oh yeah, job well done. Just breathe it in there.
Can I breathe? I'm hungry, man.
Well, you do what you like.
I mean, what I'd like is to get you back to the spire safe and sound so we can maybe just take a look in your brain.
Whatever you say.
Athena's suspicious at this compliance. However, she chooses not to address it at this time.
That's fair. There is a lot of noise coming from this area down here. A lot of voices and shouting and stuff like that.
Well, we're gonna go look at that.
Alrighty.
What's going on? I think she looks down at Zadal, a bit worried.
And he looks up at you and shares your expression, but you make your way towards the commotion. The closer you get, it is a very large group of people, and it looks like the mob from before has not died down.
Oh no!
This area is a large open gathering place, probably cobblestones. It's like a courtyard or just a communal area, and there are shops nearby, sort of
like a little square.
Yeah, like a square. And the buildings aren't packed quite as closely. The fog hangs thicker in the air right around here, and the mob is a mass of blobby shadows becoming more or less distinct as they move closer or further away into the misty shroud. And occasionally there are orange orbs of fire just sort of floating there that break up the crowd and glow in the air. And the noise and shouts of the crowd both echo dully off the metal buildings as the sound reverberates through the thick air, but it makes it difficult to tell just how many people there actually are because of how thick it is, and even though it is reverberating, it's very dull, so it sort of all blends together. But there are enough, they're masked, and they are not happy.
Oh.
The crowd bristles, moving forward and backward in small surges of motion, and brandishing their fires and throwing the occasional debris. And the smoke mixes with the fog and makes a thicker haze that is difficult to breathe in. Definitely no pleasant dining smells at this time.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
And the AleraCorp security forces are making a small wall between the mob and the rest of the AleraCorp citizens. And I think there's at least one cameraman. I was about to say camera wielding, but he's a cameraman. You know, he's got a video camera and he's just recording.
Cameras are very dangerous in these situations.
Yeah.
Wielding a camera makes sense to me.
Yeah. So, just standing by, getting shots of the mob, staying back behind the AleraCorp forces and trying to get angles on them.
Athena wishes she could do something about that, but nope. No time.
And then there's about 15 to 20 feet of empty space, and then there's a mob on the other side. And it looks like it probably grew out of the small mob that formed when you guys were there, but has been gaining momentum. Most of the people in the mob are now covering their face or, you know, have pulled clothing or shirts up over it. There's a lot of shouting going back and forth. Occasionally something is being flung from one side of the crowd into the other. It looks like it's mostly one-sided. Looks like mostly the mob is throwing things at the Alera people.
Right.
There do also appear to be a couple of regulators on the scene. Presumably they came from the precinct nearby.
I'd like to go talk to the regulators.
Okay. Yeah, so one of them's Nima with her peachy skin, and she has her helmet off, and she sees you, and, you know, her eyebrows raise, and she says, welcome to the party.
Thanks. What's going on here?
Honestly, we're not even sure right now. There was a whole bunch of noise, and we came over from the precinct. There's just this... It's a mob, man. It's a flash mob or something. And Alera's security got here really quick. I don't know. I don't even know how this happened. But we got to get rid of these people.
Yeah, okay. What measures are being taken? What should we do?
I mean...
Have there been mobs like this often?
No.
This is new?
Well, it's either new or it hadn't happened too many times before, but...
Cool. She says, limbering up.
And at this point, it's loud here. Like, there's shouting happening. It's, you know, people are moving. There's a lot of worry. It looks like a couple of small fires are being set.
Oh, cool.
Just like around. So just the faintest bit of fire going up in smoke. I don't know. And I mean, I don't know what they want. I don't know what they're here for. I don't know what started this.
I think I might have seen it start, if that helps.
What? Yeah, why didn't you call it in?
Well, I did. I thought it was dispersing, and we had to go find a lead, because a whole bunch of shit happened in this fucking warehouse.
You still, like, have Laverne with you. And she
gestures with one arm to Laverna.
And I think Laverna just, like, waves an elbow, sort of jovially, like, hey, how's it going? Oh, man. Okay. Well, we need to keep them separate. We need to make sure it doesn't come to violence. We need to get everybody out of here.
Yeah.
And we need to make, like, I don't like that there's securities here. I don't like that. So, whatever we got to do, but we got to get people out of here. What do you think?
We got to get the Alair Resort workers back to housing or somewhere that they'll be safe, because all the aggression was coming from the citizens. I don't know.
All right.
It's property damage is why they're really fed up. They don't want the toppers here, man.
Yeah, well, I can understand that.
Well, I mean, sure, we can all understand that, but they shouldn't be fucking up these. They're just here to work. They're just doing their best.
She nods, but she's looking out over the crowd.
Athena's not built for mob suppression. She does not know what to do.
As all of this is happening, there's a cry from somebody in the mob, like on there, and they're pointing. They say, "Look, they came back!" And one of them...
She fucking freezes.
Yeah, one of them is pointing over at you, and somebody else is pointing the opposite direction. And you look over, and Bolt is like sloppily running on scene.
Oh my God.
Like he's not full coordination. He is glowing very brightly.
Oh.
And instead of his telltale battle cry, it's more like a... Well,
Nima, I think I'm already pretty well fucked in the eyes of the people, so I'm gonna take Bolt and get him out of here. Oh God, please watch my person I have here, my suspect. Zadal, I don't know what you want to do. Meet me back at the spire, I guess. I'll draw the aggression.
Nima turns to you and says, "Don't do anything stupid, Sedaris."
Me?
She ain't wrong. This is a bad idea overall, just getting involved in this. We should send up a flare and just get out.
Yeah, I see the sense in that. However, he's running towards the crowd, so somebody's got to do something.
Well, it ain't gonna be me.
Nope, that's why I'm going.
Don't get dead.
We'll see.
He puts a hand on Laverna, I think, just to like hold her in place. So many unexpected turns. Maybe we'll meet again, but I doubt it.
She's gonna teleport to go see Bolt.
All right, so I imagine you're like off to one side and the mob's over here and Olara and all that stuff is over here and there's empty space in the middle and Bolt is on the other side of the empty space. So like you guys are sort of on opposite sides in the middle. We're doing initiative then.
With a mob? Oh God.
Just to see how quickly things happen and you can act. Athena, mob, Bolt. Okay, so the mob is going to go first. I think somebody's going to throw something at you and somebody's throwing something at Bolt.
Okay.
Ooh, they both hit.
Oh, cool.
Okay. From the depths of the mob, you're looking over at Bolt and you turn and look out of the... you see motion coming towards you and there's just a bottle spiraling through the air and it smashes against your chest and you take 8 damage.
I think the wingsuit I still have on is...
It's either like +1 or +2.
I think it put me at 6 toughness.
That sounds right, because you have a D4, so...
Yeah, I'm at 6.
Okay, so that shakes you, right?
Yep.
And the other one hits Bolt and shakes him as well. And the mob starts to press forward a little bit, not into the other one, but sort of moving towards you and moving towards Bolt.
Okay.
So that's what they're doing. What are you going to do?
I guess I rolled to unshake.
Yep.
Real quick.
Spirit. We've got Spirit. Yes, we do. We've got Spirit. How about Athena?
9 spirit.
Yes.
Okay.
Success. You're unshaken.
Athena puts a hand on Zadal's shoulder and says, listen, I don't know what Bolt can do, but if he's drugged or fucked up, he's a danger to everyone here, so I'm gonna get him gone. And she's gonna teleport.
Roll it.
9 again.
Success with a raise. You can definitely get to Bolt.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Is he good? How's he doing?
I mean, he's like stumbling on sight here, and in the like back you can see the 2 regulators that had been escorting him are like sprinting pell-mell in your direction.
She throws up one hand like, what the fuck, you guys?
Yeah.
And if I may talk to Bolt, say, hey, bud, we gotta get you to a doctor, okay? You wanna come with me? We can go real fast.
Make me a persuade at... I feel like he likes what you're saying, but he's also addled.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have this cancel out. Just make me a persuade.
Ooh, I beefed it.
Oh no, what is it?
It's a 1 and a 3.
And he looks down at you and he's blinking his eyes, and his eyes are like super dilated right now, and he's just sort of goes
Uh-huh.
and that's your turn, I guess.
That's my turn.
All right, it is Bolt's turn.
Just fuck up my shit. Whatever this big dumb idiot's gonna do.
All right, I'm gonna do a chaos roll, by which I mean I'm gonna roll to see what exactly it is he's going to do. Oh geez, okay. All right, here we go. Ooh, that fails. So he's gonna Benny it, and that one succeeds.
Damn it!
All right. You're there trying to calm him down, and he's like looking at you, and then he looks up and he sees, the mob coming this direction, and people are, shaking their fists in the air at him and stuff like that, and he starts to wave back.
Oh, God.
And then he straightens up and takes in a big breath.
No.
And blows it out sort of in their direction like a big, like a Fusro Da type thing. And several of the people in the mob are just tossed off of their feet back into the rest of the mob. And a lot of them sort of bowl over like bowling pins. Bolt himself blasts backwards into the building.
Oh, cool.
I forgot to unshake for him.
Oh, cool.
Oh, he does. All right. Yeah, so he blasts backwards and smashes into the building and creates a small divot.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, Athena. Oh, God. I guess that's what's up next.
I guess it's the next round. And it's going to be 9 of diamonds for Athena, 6 of clubs for Bolt, 5 of hearts for Flash Mob. What is Athena doing?
Oh, I want to run over to him.
You're within easy. You can easily move to him.
Okay, I want to easily move to him and just get us on top of a building or something. Can I do that?
Teleport?
Yeah.
You can try.
Alrighty.
You crit failed? Oh no. Okay. So you gain a level of fatigue.
Super.
So you get -1 on going to everything you roll, and you lose the power points for the ability. So you lose 2 power points out of that.
Oh, good. I only have 1 power point left. Oh, no. Oh, Athena's in some shit. So I think Athena just charges over to Bolt, and through I assume the dust and rubble from the building that he's fucked up.
There's not like it wasn't
not
that gratuitous.
bad? Okay.
No. So he like smashes into the side and probably makes like a very small bolt indentation.
Gotcha.
But otherwise, like the building is fine. It's just a bit cosmetic.
Okay, she runs over to him and just tries with all her might to get both of them up onto a higher ground where he can't hurt or be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just fizzles out. I think maybe there's a shout that startles her a little bit as she's trying to get it going, and she looks around a little wildly and then just doesn't go off.
So something we have not talked about thus far is shorting powers. I think you do have the ability to try to short a power by casting it with less power points.
I forgot about that.
The consequence is for every power point you lower the cost by, I think you take a penalty to the roll equal to that amount. And if you fail the roll, it counts as a crit fail. So it's not just you lose the power points, it is a crit fail that stacks to your fatigue and all the other stuff too. But you can dig deep in those moments if you need to.
Okay.
Just wanted to throw that out there for you.
Yep, I might need to dig deep.
So I'm gonna roll a smarts for Bolt to see if he can power through it this round or not.
Oh.
That is a 3 and a 2.
Oh, God.
Let's spend his remaining Benny to try to... Okay, you got a 4.
Oh.
All right. So Bolt has no bennies left.
Sure. Let's just play this out.
He pushes himself forward off the wall and has a moment of like
the hit in the head jogged him right for a second.
Yeah, and he looks down and says, what's going on?
Bolt, everything's not okay right now, but we have to go back to the spire really fast. Will you please just come with me? We gotta go.
You say that.
Please don't look to the right.
Yeah, I mean, he's
look.
already like he's seen the crowd, like
Gotcha.
So he's looking around as this is happening. And
it's okay.
Like,
we just gotta get you out of here, okay? Let's go, you and me. Task force.
He just sort of bobs his head a little bit, and that'll be his turn.
Cool.
And the mob is approaching again, and they're gonna throw more shit at you guys.
Cool.
Yeah. Oof. All right, so that's a 5 against Athena, so that's a success, and then that is a 10 against Bolt.
I assume that's a success, but I don't know.
It's a success with a raise. It's a ranged attack.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, so against Athena, 11 damage.
Yeah.
And against Bolt, I have to roll 3d6 on that. And that's 11 for him.
I think whatever's lobbed at her, it cracks her right in the face.
Yeah, let's say it's, what do you think it is? What do you think she gets hit by?
I assume there are lots of bottles around if they're in a drunken mob. I just assume some of them are drunk.
Maybe.
I mean, there's no real day-night cycle here, so it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Sure, yeah. So they throw another bottle out of the crowd. This time it shatters maybe like partly on your shoulder and the shards fly off and cut into your face a little bit. And you just hear, people shouting from the mobs like, get out of here! Like, give us our city back! You idiots!
She wipes at the blood on her cheek and she's like, it's my city too.
Oh, you can have a Benny for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Get the toppers out of here! Stop defending them! Yeah, so you hit that. The one hits Bolt and it just shatters on his chest. And he notices. It's like he doesn't notice, but he just sort of is looking around dumbly. And next round, Athena gets a 5 of spades. Bolt gets an ace of spades. Crowd gets a 2 of diamonds. So I think Bolt will hold his action to see what you want him to do. So you can go and have him go at the same time.
Well, the good news is I'm unshaken.
You're unshaken.
Okay, I'm gonna spend this gracious Benny you've just given me to get 5 power points back.
Yeah.
I want to grab his whatever's nearest and just dig in deep one more time, going as far as possible.
Do it.
Teleport. Ahoy. 4. No! Because I have a -1 on account of my fatigue.
That's true. Oh dear. You try to summon that energy to teleport both of you out of there. Maybe more things are just landing around you or something.
Breaking my focus.
It breaks your focus or it bounces off of you and you can't summon the energy to get you guys out of there. And there's just this derisive laughter coming from the crowd. And you just hear somebody like, oh, look, the kitty. She can't even do it again. Get out of here.
I think we should listen to him. Let's go. And she grabs his wrist, I guess.
Sure.
I don't even know if she can grab around his wrist.
No way. Like you can grab his wrist, but you can't pull the, like you
Maybe
can't
I grab his shirt or something, like his shirt sleeve.
Sure.
Just come on, let's go.
All right.
And then we do. I hope.
Lead him.
I fucking hope.
Away from the mob. Yep. All right. So you're moving away with Bolt. He will further use he'll unshake as well. He does.
Cool.
So he's going to use his held action to try to get you guys further away too. So
cool.
We'll just move together. And the mob, I think, is probably going to take a passing shot at both of you as you leave. Oof.
Oh no.
Ooh, that is really bad. That's a 13 against Athena.
Jesus.
I think that's 2 wounds, isn't it? Because because yours is 6.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1 wound.
1 wound.
Okay, so you're gonna take...
What clocks me this time? Does someone throw a fucking rock?
Maybe, yeah. Let's say it's a rock. Somebody whips a rock and it hits you in the head.
Man.
Just clips the back of your head.
I guess. Athena, this rock just cracks into the back of her head. And you know how when you, you hit your head on a cabinet door that's open, and your whole head kind of tastes like metal for a second, and it gets like really vibraty, for a lack of a better word. Has that ever happened to you?
I don't know that specifically has ever happened to me, but I think I have enough frame of reference to understand.
Gotcha. Well, I think that does happen, and her eyes sort of get swimmy with stars. For me, just a split second, but I think she comes back to herself and stumbles into Bolt as she's leading him forward and checks on him, makes sure he's okay, and she just keeps going forward.
And Bolt, what's he gonna take? It's 8, 5. Yeah, one hits Bolt too, and you see a trickle of blood start going down the side of his face, and he just goes,
It's okay.
I'm so hungry.
I know.
You guys are moving away, so the mob is not going to follow you. They've successfully chased you guys away, and they're gonna return to what they were doing. As you guys are doing your best to just run back away down the side street away from the mob, there is one more voice that echoes from behind you, and it just says,
Go back to the surface, you toppers.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Neon Heat. Savage Worlds is owned by the Pinnacle Entertainment Group, and you can find them and their products online at peginc.com. You can find our website at rpgforyouandme.com, where we update weekly with new episodes, character art, and bios. Neon Heat features the music of the very talented Crockett, who you can find at crockett.bandcamp.com and on Twitter at Crockett80s. This episode also includes a special composition by Busted Boot Music, who you can find at bustedboot.bandcamp.com. We're on Twitter at rpgforyouandme, and Allie is at UCTheHat, where she posts art from the show. Allie also runs a side campaign for me that's available to our Patreon members, and you can find us there at patreon.com/rpgforyouandme. Any support means the world to us, and it makes it easier to make a quality episode every week for you. If you like the show, the best way to support us is to leave a 5-star rating and review, but even more importantly, tell a friend about us. If you're looking for more Savage Worlds content, please check out Sounds Like Crows. It's an actual play Deadlands Reloaded podcast about 5 brothers on a quest for revenge in the supernatural Wild West. The cast is outstanding, and the audio and editing quality is cinematic and top-notch. The game marshal, Caleb Sunstead, is extremely talented and dedicated. They just started their 4th season, so there's plenty to catch up on. With all that out of the way, thank you again for listening. We know there are a lot of podcasts out there, so it means the world that you spent a little bit of your day with us. See you next week.